What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do a little bit of a gift guide, some stuff that we use very regularly around here that we would want to share with you. And maybe you might want to share this stuff with somebody else for one reason or another. Buy it for a gift for them for one reason or another. No reason in particular, just because it's cool. When I think about gifts, I think about stuff that's like, not GIF as in like the little graphic, I mean gifts. You know, I think about stuff that is thoughtful, like that actually the person would really connect with, right? So some of this stuff has been given to me as gifts, and so I'm gonna share some of it with you. It's a variety of things that you have probably seen on the channel before, surrounding a lot of our interests, and maybe some of this stuff you didn't know we were interested in. So let's jump straight into it. I'm going to give you the first thing. Of course, we're going to have some nice stuff. All right, so let's talk sharpening. I've got a couple of Work Sharp products here. They don't sponsor the channel or anything. This is just stuff you can get on Amazon. The cheaper of the two things is this right here. This is the Work Sharp Field Sharpener. It's got a diamond plate on one side. It's got the coarse and the medium diamond plate. And then it's got a ceramic rod that you can twist. So that's like the smooth side. And then there's a fish hook one, and then a little bit rougher side here. And then there's a ceramic area for doing serrations. It's got a 20-degree guide here. And then these are actually replaceable. They're magnetized and they stick on there. And then there's a leather strap on this side. And I like this thing because it's just super simple. It works really well. You can see I use it a lot. A lot of times if there's something that just needs a quick touch up, this will do it for me. And that's what I use. Now, if I'm gonna go a little more serious than that, and we're gonna do like a blade reprofiling or something, this is a fixed angle sharpener. Basically the way this works is there is a clamp right here that the blade of your knife goes in. It's rubberized on the inside so that it does not scratch your blade. That goes like that. You pick your angle here by turning this knob. It goes up and down. And then we've got different grits here. You can see I use this one a lot too. We've got a rough here, and we've got a medium and a ceramic. And then once you pick the correct angle, then you just work your way through, and this flips over so you can do both sides, and it works awesome. I like it a lot. Anytime I need to like fix an edge on a knife, now you can use this to just hone real quick with the ceramic. You can use it for any level of sharpening. Typically I use it when I need to actually fix a knife, like if I chip a blade, or sometimes I'll buy a knife and I don't like the profile, like I don't like the working angle and I want to change the angle. A lot of times this is what I'll use, and these are not super expensive tools. So there's the first thing. It's actually 2 for 1, but it's some of the basic knife sharpening stuff that we use on a regular basis, as you can tell. On the subject of knives, I'm going to give you a look at a couple of very reasonably priced pocket knives that are really high quality. This is a CJRB Pyrite. Now this is available in a bunch of different colors and a bunch of different blade profiles. So we have the Bowie profile here in black and rose gold. This is one of Leslie's knives. This is a button lock. And so you flip it out with the thumb stud and it locks with the button, and then you just unlock it. I think it's RWL 34 steel. The edge is fantastic on this thing. And they have these in ultralight with like plastic scales. They have them in a bunch of different varieties. I mean, I think probably from about 35 bucks on up. I think I paid 55 for this one, something like that. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It is a really, really nice knife. Leslie uses it a lot. You can't tell she uses it a lot, but she does. And the coating on the blade is actually really high quality for what this knife costs, for somewhere around 50 bucks. It's just a great all-around pocket knife that you can single-hand deploy and use for whatever, and fold her back up like so. It's aluminum scales, I think. And it might be steel, actually. These might be stainless steel scales. I'm not really sure, to tell you the truth. Might be steel, yeah. But it's awesome. It feels really nice. And then the other knife that I would probably want to show you, this is another button lock, actually. This is a Civivi Elementum. This knife is one of the fancier varieties of this. They come in more basic blade steels, more basic handles. This is a Damascus with carbon fiber, but it's the same thing. It's a button lock, and then you just, you know, use the button to open it, and it's really, really nice knife. Something that's really cool about Civivi is the edges. They have really fine, really nice edges. I have 3 or 4 Civivi knives. These are very reasonably priced as well. And for kind of the next level upscale sort of look of this, it's a very reasonably priced knife. They're available in a bunch of different varieties, a bunch of different colors. And Civivi as a brand in general, I recommend them. They make a really, really nice knife. They make a even more budget version called a Sencut, which is S-E-N-C-U-T. Brianna has one of those. It's really nice. And then they have a more expensive line of knives called WE, W-E. And yeah, I think you would dig them. So I'll leave a link to a couple of the Civivis in the comments as well. While we're on the subject of knives, this is my kitchen collection. We've got a bunch of hand forged stuff. We've got some kind of smaller maker stuff, but I want to point your attention to this one right here. This is a little bit more available. This is a Shun Cutlery utility knife, and it's weird. It's got a weird blade shape to it, and it's got a weird serration to it. But this knife will cut anything from tomatoes, which you know are more difficult to cut, to potatoes, to yams, to eggplants, to whatever. You can cut basically anything with this knife. The shape of it makes it really nice for you know, bigger chopping tasks. It also is, since it's got these weird serrations, when you cut vegetables with it, you do have to give it a little slide, otherwise you know the serrations won't cut all the way through. But for an overall really cool kind of kitchen utility knife that makes weirder cutting tasks easy, it's kind of a do-it-all thing that I really like. And it's not cheap. Shun is not an inexpensive knife company, but it's a Damascus blade. The steel is very good. The handle is very nice. It's very well made. I think it's worth what it costs. I'll try to find this and leave a link to it in the description, because I think it really, really is a great piece to have in your kitchen that you know, kind of does everything. All right, let's hang out in coffee land here for a minute. We got a few things going on here. First of all, let's talk about this here coffee maker. This is the Chemex, and basically the way this works is there are paper filters that go in here, and it's basically a pour over. So you use hot water and you pour it through the filter, put the grounds in here, grind the beans, and then put it in the filter. And there's kind of a method to it. You can kind of nerd out about it on the Chemex website and other places. But what this does is it allows a lot of the CO2 to come out of the coffee as it's being brewed. And it takes a lot of the acidity away from the coffee and makes it really nice and smooth. So where you might put milk and sugar in your coffee because it's, you know, too acidic for you, you might enjoy coffee out of this because it completely changes the, just makes it smoother, makes it easier drinking, definitely. And this is a new one. I had the one with no handle and the bamboo piece around the outside, but I dropped it. I've had it like 6 or 7 years, and I finally dropped it about a month ago. And so I got the one with a handle, and I actually kind of like it. It works really well. Now, going along with that, you have to have hot water. So we use the Zojirushi hot water pot. We have had this one or the one before it for probably 10 or 11 years. It's about a gallon, I think, yeah, 4 liters of water that sits in there. It's like basically like a hot paint can, if you will. And when you unlock this button and hit this button, it dispenses hot water out of here. We keep it at 195 degrees because that's great for the type of coffee brews that we use, and then also making tea and that kind of stuff. It's fantastic. You can actually get, you can make a cup of soups out of it. Like, it's awesome. This thing is really, really, really awesome. I was worried when Leslie first wanted one because I was like, having that thing going all the time, is that going to like hurt your electric bill? But it doesn't. You don't even really feel it. And then you just have to fill it up, you know, every couple days or whatever. You can see we've got about 1 liter of water left in there right now with this little indicator. And when it gets down to about there, then I'll fill it back up so that we have enough for coffee in the morning. Another Zojirushi product is this thermos, or coffee carafe. So obviously the Chemex does not insulate, right? It's just glass. So as soon as the coffee's done, we pour it into this carafe, and this will keep coffee hot all day. It's unbelievable how good these products are at keeping coffee hot. We actually have, I can't find them right now. Maybe we've got them in the car or something, but we have some travel mugs, and you'll go from 7 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, and the travel mug little thermos thing will still be hot. This product is really, really good. So that's what we use to keep our coffee hot. So our daily coffee routine is grind with this, make the coffee with this, from the hot water from this, and pour it into that. That's basically our every morning coffee routine while we feed the puppy. Well, and I guess it can't be a Dylan and Leslie video if we don't talk about some stationery stuff. So fountain pens, writing, etc. So I'm going to give you a couple of models of pens that I would recommend that are not ridiculously expensive, that would get you into the hobby relatively easily, that write really well, that are super reliable. And let me tell you what, I'm going to show you my favorite ballpoint, or it's actually a roller ball, that I use for when you have to have not a fountain pen. All right, so first of all, Lamy Safari. This is classic. This is actually my first real fountain pen that I bought way back in the day when I started collecting fountain pens. It's made out of plastic. The nib in a medium especially is super fantastic. They're about 30 bucks or maybe a little less, I don't know. Really, really super good pen, writes really well. It is easy to use because you can use regular Lamy cartridges, or you can use a converter and do bottled ink. So you can kind of choose how into the hobby you want to get. And with not a very high bar for financial wise, it's something that you can dig. The other one I would mention is the TWSBI. This is my first TWSBI actually. The TWSBI Eco. This is an excellent fountain pen as well. They're right around the same price, somewhere around 30 bucks, something like that. But this is a piston pen. See the piston going up and down in there? So you have to use bottled ink with this pen. So it's a little bit more commitment, learning how to do it and whatever, but fantastic writing experience for not a lot of money. Both of these would definitely get you into the hobby without spending a bunch of dough. And just kind of your curiosity will be piqued, I'm sure, if it's something that you're into. And these are available in endless amounts of colors and crazy, nib selections and all that kind of stuff. I'll leave links to a couple of them in the description so that you can go and look around and maybe be tempted by your favorite color, for example. This is my favorite non-fountain pen that I use for kind of an EDC. This is a tactile turn bolt action pen, and you push it down like that, and it's a little bolt action that goes like notches over. The reason I like a bolt action pen is because it can't really accidentally deploy in your pocket. If you have a normal push knock, sometimes you push the button and it'll go down in your pocket. This does not do that. This pen is a little more expensive, but it's made out of, this one particular one's made out of titanium. The hardware, the quality of workmanship, these are made in Texas. at tactile turn. And let me tell you what, this pen is fantastic. I've had this for years. It doesn't look beat up. I have a copper one too, which is really neat. They make them in brass. They make a bunch of different kind of things. They do have a side click and a button click version of this pen. Changes the thickness a little bit. They have thin ones, they have thicker ones. But this has been my favorite kind of little pocket pen for when I can't write with a fountain pen. Some paper just doesn't like fountain pens, you know? So that's why I'll go to something like this. So there you go. There's a few things from our various little interests and stuff that we're into that might be good gifts for you to get for yourself or for somebody else for some reason. Like I said earlier, I like stuff that we actually use. I only recommend stuff that we actually use. And none of this stuff is like cheesy. You're going to use it once and never use it again if you're into this stuff. You know what I mean? So real use will come from these things, and I think whoever you get this stuff for will appreciate it. If you have any of this stuff or you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments. Also, there'll be links to all of this stuff in the description. You will be able to purchase them, all this stuff, and when you use those links, it will help out the channel. Even if you don't buy what I suggested, if you use the link and then go make some other purchase, it'll still help the channel. So I appreciate you doing that, and hit the subscribe button and the like button, and we'll see you in the next video.